Salutations, Geek Nation, and welcome back to Geek Culture Combat. And this is going to be our first annual where old friend of mine, we've been friends for over 3 decades, well, almost 3 decades, where we just argue and debate over characters all the time. And you know what? We say, you know what? We're just going to pick sides. And so in this first one, we wanted to bring you a matchup that's been talked about a lot, you know, over the geek culture, which is Captain America versus Slade Wilson, Deathstroke. So we're going to look at Steve Rogers and Slade Wilson. I will be defending or debating for Captain America, and Chris will be debating for Slade Wilson. Chris, you want to say something real quick?
Yeah, how's it going? I think this is going to be a fun matchup. I also think that it's going to be a pretty one-sided matchup. So,
See, I hate you already. I hate you already. So, just so you guys know, what we're going to do is we're going to try to do this in debate style. So, what we're going to do is we're going to both open up. We're going to do like a little bit of an origins, a little bit of background. Take like 2 minutes max. You know, you don't have to use the whole time, but we're going to use about 2 minutes max talking about the background of each character. I'll be doing it for Steve Rogers, and then after that we'll take about a minute to do a rebuttal each, and then after that we're going to open it up to where we're both having a conversation. I'm not going to interrupt him while he's doing his background. He's not going to interrupt me while I'm doing my background, but in the cross-examination we're just going to go at it, and we'll go at it for, you know, anywhere between 4 or 5 minutes. And at the end, we're going to let you, the audience, decide in the comment section which character, not myself or Chris, but which character won the fight. So without any further ado, let's get into this, because I've been wanting my man Steve to, you know, put his foot in Slade's behind for so long. And so I'm going to go ahead and start this clock right quick. All right, so the clock is starting. So first and foremost, we all know this is Steve Rogers, and if you come in fresh off the Infinity Saga, you know how serious Steve Rogers is. You know he don't play any games, and I'm going to tell you, my friend is going to go in there and blow smoke up y'all butts. Don't listen to him. I'm telling you, Steve Rogers can handle this dude, Slade Wilson. Now, I'll give Slade all the respect in the world, but let me give you a little bit of a background. Steve Rogers, World War II. You know, he wanted to enlist into the Army. And of course, he was just too scrawny. This is consistent with the comic books too. He was just too scrawny or whatever, but someone took a little interest in him or whatever and exposed him to the super soldier serum. You want to know what that serum did to him? It made him peak human perfection, peak strength, peak agility, peak stamina. Okay, even certain levels of intelligence. The dude is the best a human being can get. The dude can, you know what, we're going to get into some of his feats too. Now, this is starting way back in World War II. And of course, we know he took him an ice nap for a while and got up to present day. But that did not stop this dude. We're talking about martial arts, and we're talking about just about every martial arts known to man. The dude is highly adept. This is a super soldier. And guess what? He's not just a super soldier in name only. In fact, let's look at some of his things we got right here. I'm just gonna look up a couple things of his abilities. Okay, this is Steve Rogers, and I think my boy Chris, I think he's sleeping on him. That's what I think is going on. I think he's sleeping on Steve Rogers. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna help him out. I'm gonna help him out. Some of his as a tactician. Okay, Steve Rogers. His battle experience, training, making him an expert tactician. The dude leads teams. Okay, he's been leading the Avengers. Okay, excellent field commander. His teammates frequently defer to his orders because the man knows what he's doing. Okay, so he is a lead tactician, right? And then I'm gonna go ahead and say peak human. He's weapons and equipment expert, but we know his number one is gonna be his shield. All right, and then also on top of that, you know, his acrobatics. We understand that, you know, his fatigue toxins slow itself in the system. It takes a while before he gets winded, okay? Can't say the same thing about everyone he comes up against, but we're going to get more into that. I got to turn it over to my man, Chris, so he can tell you guys about Slade.
okay, so Slade Wilson. So just imagine Captain America in the DC universe with DC powers. He's Deathstroke. He's super soldier. Took their version of the super soldier serum, and whereas Captain America is peak human, which is a good feat. It's nice to be peak human, but peak human is not superhuman. And for everything that Captain America is peak human in, Deathstroke is superhuman. Superhuman agility, durability, speed, reflexes, strength. He didn't need to take an ice bath because he has decelerated aging, toxin immunity. 90% of his brain power is being used. I don't know what that means, but I'm thinking it's pretty powerful. So, it was brought up that Cap knows martial arts. Deathstroke is a master martial artist. He can fight one-on-one with Batman to a draw. He could also beat Batman in 3 moves from what he claims. And I know Cap is taking on a lot of people, but I don't think he's taking on 300 people at once like Deathstroke has. So we also have, just like Cap, Deathstroke has his signature weapons. And for him, there's one thing that he has. It's the Icon suit. The Icon suit, imagine Captain America's shield around your whole body, but it can punch back like Black Panthers. He took on straight up punches from Superman and didn't even feel it. And there we go. He's faster, stronger, more durable, and he's using the DC power skill. I think the only thing at this point Cap can do is hold his beer.
Okay. All right. Let me go ahead and rebuttal that. One thing that you said that Cap hadn't gone up against someone like him, like because he's like he's on, he's a higher level. He's, however strong Cap is, he's a little stronger. However fast, reflexes, agilities, he's a little bit more than Cap from peak human to superhuman. Okay, I'm gonna rebuttal that by saying, in the comics, there's a dude. His name was Nuke. His name is Nuke. He was an improved version of the super soldier serum. If you ever see him, in the comics, it looks like he has like an American flag tattooed on his face or something.
Yes, sir.
He beat the improved. He said he overpowered someone who is stronger and supposed to be more dangerous than Steve Rogers, and he managed to hand Nuke his ass and refused to hold back. And now it's important to note that he had lost the first of their fight, but was just progression and proceeded to kill this dude and willing to take his life. He was willing. It got that serious. Okay, generally we know. I'm not gonna lie to people and say, "Oh, Cap just killed people willy-nilly." No, if he had to, he'll do what he had to do, even though that's not his first resort. But Cap handed this dude who was a jacked up version of him, who was stronger, faster, bigger, tougher. He was just like Slade. He was the next level. That's my time.
I am so glad you mentioned Nuke. You pointed out everything on how Nuke should have handed Captain America his butt, because Nuke is similar to Deathstroke. What you didn't point out is Nuke is kind of dumb, whereas Deathstroke has a genius level intellect, tactical analysis. He stole the Speed Force and can use it for time travel when he did by his genius level intellect. So he's stronger, faster, and photographic memory too. Stronger, faster, smarter, thinks quicker. Everything that Cap has, he has in a better way. And then Cap can't even physically hurt him while he's wearing his Icon suit. Anything smaller than a fist is impermeable to that suit.
See? All right. This portion of our conversation is the cross-examination, where we can just kind of go back and forth, and I'm going to put the time so that way we don't go over, let's say, 5 minutes or so. Let me set the time, and then we will just go back and forth. All right. Time starts right now. All right, Chris. Okay, you said that. Here's the problem. Problem with that. You say that, but even Batman, okay, who doesn't have photographic reflexes, but who has mastered 126 martial arts or whatever, has fought Deathstroke to a stalemate. And I say that, you say, well, what does Batman have to do with that? Okay, if you want to include the crossover, and by many people the world over, fans that is, many geeks the world over say that Batman and Captain America are pretty comparable when it comes to fighting. And if you want to use the amalgam example, if they fought to a stalemate, this same Batman fought Deathstroke to a stalemate on a few occasions. So I understand that Deathstroke touted, hey, I can beat Batman in three moves. Okay, but he still fought to a stalemate. And we do know physically, Captain America is Batman's superior.
Okay, so I'm glad you mentioned that. Physically, he is Batman's superior. So is Deathstroke. And Deathstroke is also physically Cap's superior. One of the problems you're not seeing is Cap is going to bring a shield to a sword and gunfight.
Okay, I understand that.
If he doesn't get him with the sword, he will get him with the gun, and there's no effective way for Cap to handle him. Cap is not going to hurt him. He's going to heal where Cap cannot. Oh, Cap will tire out, sure. After a long time, Deathstroke might even tire out faster, but it's going to be the death of 1,000 cuts for Cap, literally. He's going to keep cutting him, nick here, nick there, and Cap is going to bleed out. And he is going to heal everything that Cap throws at him if he barely manages to get through his suit.
Oh, contraire, mon frere. Okay, so if Batman can hold his own against Deathstroke in certain situations, you're talking about Cap, who is physically his superior and takes longer to tire out because of the lack of fatigue partisan build up. And you are assuming or forgetting that Cap fights people who have guns all the time. That's what he does. He
fights gun people, but he does not fight the world's greatest assassin. That man could put a bullet in him before he even realizes the fight is on. And I was just trying to be generous with that because as an assassin, he's going to research his target. So every time he comes up, unless they just bump into each other in the street and fight for no reason, he's going to know how to take down Cap. He's going to plan. He plans like Batman. And this is the really most important part of this. He made Superman's nose and ears bleed after taking multiple hits from him and not dying or splattering. Superman.
Okay, fair enough. I understand that he's very crafty. He's very good at what he does. I will give him that. I'll give him that. He's very good at what he does. But one of the other things that you mentioned, you said, he hadn't taken on like a whole squadron of people. You do realize that Captain America has taken down teams of trained terrorists. He has taken down squads by himself. Firing and shooting and stuff from all different directions. And here's the other thing. The other assumption I don't want you to forget is one of the things that you cannot deny is that when a fight happens between Cap and just about anybody else, he closes the distance. So let's not pretend like this fight is going to be at a distance all the time. And I'm gonna say this other thing before our time runs out. The other thing is this. You said he cannot be hurt in that suit. Well, one thing you forget, one thing you're not keeping in mind, that one, we can all agree that Cap is going to close the distance in a fight. That's just what he does, okay?
He will.
Second, then you will have the other thing is that if it get up close and personal, okay, the fight. One of the things that he can do, regardless if he has that suit on or not, and we're going to say that, is that you can snap that neck, period. That's how you can hurt him in that suit. You can snap his neck. And if you say, I don't know about, before you even say that.
I'm glad, like Deathstroke, the master tactician, I'm glad you just walked into that trap for me.
Didn't walk into the trap because remember, Cap has fought. Okay, he's fought Batman to a stalemate. If you want to go with that,
how many gods?
He's fought Iron Fist. Okay, he has bested him on occasion, and he has bested Black Panther on occasion. And when Kang took over the world, it came down to Cap and Kane to get down in a fight. Okay, he beat Kane the Conqueror. Now, again, this is a person who took over the entire planet, and the fight came down to them two. And this dude has centuries worth of combat experience.
Okay.
And Cap kicked his ass.
Let me ask you this: how many gods have Cap killed? Because, and when I agree, you said when he draws closer, that will be nice, because then he can use God killers on them. Slade has a pair of daggers that was designed to change shape and kill gods.
Okay. Well,
so when he comes in close, he had the original God killer was given to him by Hephaestus. Forged by the gods, can become a spear, 2 swords, or just shockwaves that can knock out Kryptonians. Right? Knock out Kryptonians. Let's just let that sit there for a second.
All right, Geek Culture, that is our time for this particular debate. We have just debated Captain America versus Deathstroke, Steve Rogers, the super soldier, versus the super soldier assassin, Deathstroke. It is not up to us to decide who won this bout. It's up to you. And what you do is you say who won, Captain America, Deathstroke, in the comment section down below. Also, in the comment section down below, if you guys want us to debate 2 other characters from fantasy and fiction, you just let us know. Put that also in the comment section down below. Until next time, this is Geek Culture Combat, and we are out.